Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'll be opening and assembling the LEGO Star Wars set 75369, which is the Boba Fett mech. This is one of the new Star Wars mechs they have released this year. And this is the front of the box, this is the back of the box. As you can see, it's a mech armour for Boba Fett. And it really does look good. It does look the best one out of all the three mechs. If you do watch my channel regularly, you will actually have seen me build the Stormtrooper and the Darth Vader mech. And I have also reviewed them as well. So if you're interested, I picked this mech up at a very good price, so I can't really complain. Hence the possibly the price reflected the condition of the box, which isn't the end of the world really. It is for some collectors, but others it's not. Most of the time the box will get damaged even if you keep it, and so so it's one of those things I picked up at a good price, so no complaints on that. So Disney didn't get too much of my money, which is good from my point of view, especially as a collector as well. It is priced around the £13 mark in most retailers, which is so you are essentially paying the Disney tax on it, but sometimes it's worth it, to be honest with you, especially when it looks this good. Plus Boba Fett is possibly one of the coolest characters in Star Wars as well. You have 3 bags to build with, and I'll show you this. You have bag number 1 is the body, bag number 2 is the legs, and bag number 3 is the arms. So we'll start off with bag number 1. So this is bag number 1, lots of small fiddly bits, more small fiddly bits, and some fiddly Mandalorian bits in there. So I'll put bags 2 and 3 over here. Bag number 1. Got the scissors, always be careful with the scissors. I should have put my safety messages on as well. And if you're watching this and you are a bit younger, always make sure you get help with the scissors. I'm going to open the Mandalorian bag as well, because I'm going to need bits from there, because there should be a Boba Fett figure in here. I'm not sure if it's a new figure or it's just a redone figure, but it does look very nice, very well designed. I'll show you this quickly. There we go. Look at the design on that. That is seriously nice. It doesn't come with a cape in this one, but there should be. Should be a little Mandalorian jetpack in it, which it doesn't. You do lose some bits on the back with it, but it's not the end of the world. You have Boba Fett looking quite mean. I do love the jetpack, especially with the slightly worn look about it as well. You have his rifle, which is a blaster and a lightsaber piece put together. Does make a rather nice looking blaster. Then you have one of these top down visor bits. I'm not sure why that bit's on there for, because it's a bit disappointing the fact that you got 2 of them. So you've got his scope on there and his helmet. And here we have Boba Fett, really nice looking figure. Put him there. We're having supervising the build. And now we start on the body, and the body starts off with one of these back pieces here, pre-molded. which is quite nice because it does save a bit of time. I think that's where the price why you pay a little bit more on the price, but it's worth it. Then you have a purple 2x1 base plate, which goes on there. Then you have a black 2x2 base plate, which goes on top there. And then you have two dark green 2x1 base plates with a male ball joint on the longer side, which is these ones here. These go on here like so. They have one of these black. I think it's two black 3x2 base plates with a 2x1 brick in the middle, and they're just moulded together. I don't know the proper name for it, but I'm sure it's out there. If you do know, do feel free to put in the comments and I'll give you a shout out. Now we have what looks like a dark green, I say it's dark green 2x2 flat with a stud in the middle. Goes on there, and then you've got two more of these dark green 2x1 base plates with the male ball joint on the longer side, hopefully. Couldn't see it for a minute. I don't want to be going down that road. That's another story for another video. So there we go, we've got those bits on there, as you can see. Then you've got two of these grey 4x1 half flat, half studded. They go on there like so. Then you've got two green 2x1 angled flat vented pieces. Flat vented pieces, my apologies. You've got two of the brown 1 bricks with a female connector on the side. They go on there like so. I forgot to tell you have Boba Fett walking you through the instructions, which is a nice little touch. Now you have two of these brown 2x2 right angled flat pieces. These go on there like so, and then you have a black 2x1 flat with some bits on the top there, so just try and show you that brick there. That goes on there. And then you have two of the dark green 2x1 seems to need glasses because I can't see the bricks. Not a piece in there, nope. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's my eyesight, it's alright. So make sure you get your eyes tested if you start not being able to see stuff properly. Don't do what I do, obviously. So okay, so you've got a dark green 2x1 base plate with a cheese piece moulded onto one end. that goes on there like so. You have two of these green 3x1 right angled flats, which are these ones here. Have two of the dark green 2x1 base plates with a female connector on the shorter side, which are these ones here. Then you have a brown 4x1 arch piece, which goes across there, and then you have a brown 2x1 vented flat piece, which goes on the front. Now you have the chest piece, and then you have a 2x2 flat printed flat piece, which looks like this. That does look very nice. The amount of Mandalorian armour they must have used to build this must be a lot. So that bit there goes on there like so, and that's what we got. That's what for the. I think that's the first part of the body. Put that there for a minute. That printed piece there is very nice. Now I think we're making the jetpack now. So we starts off as a grey 4x1 flat with curved edges, which is one of these. A brown 2x1 brick, which goes on there like so. Then you have a yellow 2x1 with a 2x2 flat moulded onto it, so one of those. Then you have a grey 2x2 with Technic connectors moulded onto the bottom, like so. Then you have a dark blue 3x2 right angled flat. And then you have a brown 2x2 flat, right angled flat, which goes on the top there like so. There are four of the round one of the dark blue one bricks that are round. They go on there like so. You have a grey 4x1 base plate. Then you have two brown cheese pieces. Which go on like that. You have two brown studs. I've done that the wrong way around. There we go, it's better. That goes on that way, my apologies. So there's a backpack for his mech armour. I'm looking forward to seeing that Star Wars Lego special, which they're going to do with the mech armours. I think they have to release some for the good guys as well. So that does look quite nice. So that's the body of the So now we go on for bag number 2, which is the legs. I always say it's about the mechs, but when they release those latest legs that they've done, I think that if they can reduce the cost and put those on instead of doing that, I think it's almost worth it. I think it would be nice to see some mechs like that as well, but I'm probably in a minority on that one. So, but we'll see how this builds first. So now we do the first leg. So we start off with one of these pieces here. I'm going to move the other piece up, and then we have a green 2x1 with a male ball joint on the longer side, which goes on there. I'm going to try and mirror this as I go and just see if I can actually see if it actually works. Then you have a grey 2x1 base plate with a female ball joint connector on the longer side. Obviously, if you don't know what you're doing with these, I wouldn't follow my instructions. I would just do the build like that. But because I've done this before and I'm doing this on video, I'm trying this just to speed up the process. So next you have 2 of these purple 2x1 base plates, which go on top of the grey one with the female ball joint on. So it's that one there. Now you get one of these yellow 2x2 round bricks with a Technic connector hole in. You get one of these 2x1 Technic bricks with a 2x1 base plate moulded onto it. So it's one of these. Clever design of a brick. And you have a black Technic connector stud. These ones tend to be quite tight. So if you use these ones, they don't move as much. The grey ones and the other colours tend to. If I am wrong on that, do feel free to point me out, but in my experience, that's the way Lego do it. Next you have 2 of these purple 2x2 curved roofing pieces, which are these ones here. And 2 of these green 2x2 round flats with a hole in the middle. You have then you have 2 black 2x1 or 2x2 base plates. So you put, I'm doing the left and the right leg at the same time. Do bear this in mind for the instruction purposes. So there we go, that's what we should have on there. And as you can see, if I put these legs like that, they are being built they're built mirror image basically, because they're left and right. They should be mirror image. I can do this with the legs. I probably can't do this. I probably won't do this with the arms. Now next we have 2 of these grey 2x2, I call them engine pieces, because when you get a car they put these on there for where the engine would go. So the leg should look like that. Try and hold it on the ball joint and turn it round for you, like that. And then one leg should attach on there. Where you make sure the actual knee joint faces that way. Now I have done the other leg already, so I've saved myself a bit of time. As you can see, you've got both the legs. The legs tend to be exactly the same on these, so but it's always worth checking. So there you go. We have that. Our Boba Fett Mech can sit down there. Now we've got to make the feet, and this should be so I'm going to have to do this twice as well. I'm sure Boba Fett won't be getting too upset. Hopefully he won't decide to come after me. So we start off with a grey 2x1 base plate with a female ball joint on, which is one of these. Have a purple 2x1 base plate. Have a green 2x1 base plate with a 2x2 green flat moulded onto it. So I got that like that, and I've done that twice. Then you've got a grey 2x1 cheese piece, which goes on there like so. We make the front of the foot, and that starts off as a purple 2x1 base plate, a green 2x2 with a 2x2 base plate with a 2x1 moulded onto the top of it and studs on the side. That goes on there like that. Then you have two like toe pieces go on like so. So we've got that, so they look like that so far, and now we have two 2x2 curved roofing pieces with the triangular front. They go on there like so. I've done that twice, as you can see, just to save time on the video. And these pieces attach to the piece on the back. So you got this piece here and this piece here, and they go together like so. You got then you got two of these green 4x2 base plates which go on the bottom. They go on there like so. And our mech is standing up. Now we open bag number 3, which is the arms and the rest of the backpack, the rest of the jetpack for it. So we start off on the jetpack and we put two mini thrusters on the bottom of it, which are these bits here. They're like mini dome pieces. They go on there like that. Now we make the rocket that goes on the back. This rocket does have a lot of history because on the original figure, it used to be like they took it off there for health and safety, because the very first Boba Fett figure had a firing rocket on the back of it that you could press and it'd come flying out. But that got banned, and that's a bit of Star Wars mythology for you. So this is the base of the projectile. You have a green stud which goes on the top there. Then you have a grey cone with a connector piece on the bottom. That goes in next. And then you have a brown one cone that goes on the top, like so. There we have Boba Fett's rocket. That goes on the back there, like so. It does look quite good. We are over halfway, so thank you for bearing with me on this video. I'm now going to attempt to build the arms. I'm going to build the arms like one arm at a time, because the arms tend to be slightly different on these, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be right on that, but I think I might just err on the side of caution on that one, because the legs tend to be very similar. Arms, not so much. So we've got one of these joint pieces here. Then we've got a green 2x1 base plate with a male connector bar on the top. You've got a grey 2x1 base plate with a female ball joint on the end. So they go on there like so. Then you've got a green 3x1 flat, right angle flat I should say. That goes on there like so. Then you've got a purple 2x1 brick with the grooves on the side. So got the vertical and the horizontal. But you want this side here. No. You want the ones going across on the outside, my apologies. Horizontal, so then you've got a round corner piece which goes on there, a yellow cheese piece, and then you've got a brown one deep flat D piece which goes in there. Call it a flat D because it's shaped like a D and it's flat. Nothing to do with music. Next you have a purple 2x1 base plate. Then a grey one flat piece moulded onto a grey cheese piece. You have a grey 3x1 base plate which goes on there like so. We have a brown 2x1 base plate and a yellow 2x1 base plate with 2 female connector hooks on it. Goes on there like so. Then you have a brown 2x1 base plate and it looks like a brown 2x2 curved roofing piece, which is one of these. Then you have another missile piece, or a Technic half stud with a connector on it, whichever sounds better. Then you put 3 fingers on, which the fingers are these what I call the robot connector pieces. And that arm here, then this is the arm. It does look good, the arm. That goes on the side here. And now our mech has an arm, which is quite nice. Not sure about the way it quite stands, but I'll deal with that when I've done the other arm. Now we build the other arm. Pretty sure there's a gun to be made in it as well, which is quite cool. So we start off with one of these joint pieces, a dark green 2x1 with a male connector bar, a grey 2x1 with a female ball joint. Goes on like that, and then we have the green 3x1 base plate. Goes on there like that. Then we have the 2x1 brick with the grooves on the side going down, like so. This is the reason I did build the arms at the same time. Then we have the yellow 2x2 corner brick. Followed by a yellow 2x1 curved roofing piece. So this side is slightly different. So if I built these the same, I think I would have run into problems. So next we have a purple 2x1 base plate. Then we have a grey piece, which is a flat with a mould onto a cheese piece. You have a grey 3x1 base plate. This goes on there. Then you have a brown 2x1 base plate and a yellow 2x1 with 2 female connector hooks on it. Goes on there like so. Another brown 2x1 base plate and a brown 2x2 curved roofing piece and a Technic half stud with a connector bar on the attached moulded onto it. So looks like that. And then you flip that over and you've got a grey 2x1 with a Technic round connector moulded onto the end of it. then you've got a grey 2x1 upside down curved roofing piece. Goes on the bottom of that grey brick, and then you've got another one which goes on the other side. So hold it in, so like so. Then you have a black Technic connector bolt with a round cross connector spacer moulded onto the top. Try and get this to go on correctly. So that goes on like that. And then you have a round Technic spacer which goes on there like so. Then you put the three grey finger pieces on, which are these ones here. And that arm there goes on this side here. So that's our mech so far. I'm not sure about the standing up on this one here. I don't know whether it's just me. So I'll put the mech armour here. I think it might be a bit fiddly to stand, but we'll do some playing with that in a minute. Now we just make his blaster, or his weapon. So that starts off as two of these So it's two of these 5x1 Technic pieces. Then we have a brown cheese piece with a square stud moulded onto the top, and a brown 2x1 base plate goes on the top there. We have a dark green stud shooter which goes on the top here, and we put the trigger mechanism in there. That goes in there like so. Then you have a black 4x1 base plate and a black square stud with a female connector hook on the top. Then you put your sight on here, so it's a black telescope and a black cone piece with a connector on it. And that goes on there like so. And that connects on there. Then you have a red 2-axle, which is one of those. And now our mech has a blaster. Not that really a Mandalorian or probably not even Boba Fett would probably really need this, but it does look good. It has to be said. It belongs to Boba Fett, so it's definitely worth it. So You've got a few spare parts as well. So you've got the rocket that comes off here. Doesn't really fire very well, but that's not a bad thing really though. So see if I fire it straight up in there. I think that's more for decoration really, unfortunately, but it doesn't stand up very well either, which is a little bit on the disappointing side. But it has the stud shooter. I'll fire this into my hand, so I think they could do a Mandalorian one like this as well, so I think that would work quite well, but I don't like the fact this doesn't stand up very well. The blaster seems to... This should be a really nice build. You put Boba Fett's blaster on the side here. I'm not, as you can see, either I'm being quite heavy-handed or there's something. Reattach that. It does have some nice features, this build, but I think it... So you attach the blaster on there, so he's got a little side blaster there. You attach Boba Fett in here. So I'm not convinced about these legs at all, really, but... You put Boba Fett in his mech like this, it does look pretty good. It does look like he'd be quite formidable in this. So if he was chasing, but if he was doing a bounty hunter thing, I don't think he'd probably use it. But this is just one of those gimmicky things that you might see in one of the in the Disney Star Wars things. I like it, but I don't like it as much as I thought I would, because I don't think it probably doesn't have the, let's see if it has the posability. It lacks some of the posability of the other mechs, because it doesn't want to seem to stand up. I'm still playing the Boba Fett angle, I don't think these joints are very good on this mech, as you can see. So if you were to do an action pose like that, like he's going for, like he's ducking a shot and about to fire like that, that does look quite good. But I'm not... I do think it looks... it looks really cool on the box, and it probably does have a lot of nice play value. I'll just show you this stud shooter working first, just so we can get that out of the way. There we go. The stud shooter does work, as you saw there. The blaster there works quite well. In the Star Wars universe, this would probably be quite redundant and quite unnecessary, but it's Boba Fett, and we can let that slide. The joints on the legs and the knees on one I've got here don't seem to be. The arms aren't too bad, but the ones on the legs tend to be a little bit loose. So I have heard I think Lego are having some problems with the they had the problems on the latest Marvel mechs they've released, which they redesigned. So I think there are one or two minor design issues here, but to be honest with you, at the price point and the fact it's Star Wars and it's Boba Fett, these mechs are actually okay for what they are good for what they are, and they do have a lot of play value. And I do think if I had a desk where I could actually put something on, I think I'd possibly put this on here, because it's Boba Fett at the end of the day, and it does look good. It does look really, really nice. It would be nice if it had a bit more of his ship about it as well. So his ship transformed into the mech armor. That would be quite cool. I think if they did a mech armor where, out of a mini ship for him, not something massive, but made something about this size and made it out of the bricks of the ship, that would work really cool. But I will be this information will go in my review video, so as well. But overall, I'm quite happy with it. It's not too bad. The joints on it are okay, but I do think it's not a disappointment. I wouldn't say it's disappointment, but I think I got overly excited about this one and expected a lot. I think I probably expected a lot more, but it's Lego at the end of the day. It's a toy and it's fun. It does as out of all the Star Wars mechs, it does look the best, really. The Stormtrooper one looks good, but with all the colours on it as well, it just looks so good. It's got the backpack. You can fly around and you can go bounty hunting, not very subtly, but in a battle scenario, this would be quite handy for him to come out of his ship with this, or have this come out of his ship, and then he could just go. It would be quite handy to have. I think they'll be releasing some Jedi mechs in the next one, just to balance off the because the last three of these were technically bad guys. So I'd like to see which mechs they release next time. One of them probably will be C-3PO, but we'll leave that for Lego to decide. So as you can see, it's a good little build for what it is. If you can get it at a good price, if you get a price that you think is good, it's worth buying. It's probably still the best looking one out of all the three mechs in my opinion. So I don't regret getting hold of this mech at all. It is very nice. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do feel free to like, share and subscribe. If you have any comments or feedback on this video, do feel free to add them at the end of the video, and I'll try to give mention of my upcoming videos. I'm on YouTube or Instagram. If you wish to follow me, and like I say, please like, share, subscribe, because it does help the channel. Stay safe, keep building, and may the force be with you. Hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.